Chuck Schumer, obviously he's been out there just about every day during this trial trying to get ahead of what we're going to be hearing from. He seemed to expand his attacks on the president there by talking more about Bolton's book, specifically now going after the president's children. I believe we still have Republican Senator Rand Paul. Senator, I want to bring you in because when you hear Chuck Schumer saying this talk in the Bolton book about maybe the president was too friendly to China, Chuck Schumer saying maybe we need to take a look at whether the president's children profited from that. What's your reaction to that and what it means for your push for Hunter Biden coming in as a witness?
You know, I'm offended and shocked that Schumer would be so scurrilous as to accuse the president and his children of making money illegally off of politics when the only people we know who have actually made money off this have been Hunter Biden and Joe Biden. So Hunter Biden makes $1 million a year. That's documented. But Schumer simply creates and makes up and says, oh, maybe the president's kids are making money. John Bolton is making money as we speak. He's probably already gotten a several $1 million advance for this book. He's making money by testifying against the president. The only people we know that have actually made money, Hunter Biden and now John Bolton. And they're not objective. John Bolton's not objective in any way now that he's been cashing $1 million checks. But to have Schumer come up and say out of the blue, maybe the president's kids are making money with no evidence at all, that's defamation, and they ought to sue him.
Senator, I hear the anger in your voice. You think this was a misstep for Senator Schumer to bring the president's children into this?
Well, it's a transference. We've been talking all along about the president asked that corruption be investigated in Ukraine, and the evidence is out there that Hunter Biden was getting $1 million while his dad was busy firing the prosecutor that was going after Hunter Biden's company. That's all in the record. There's nothing in the record about the president's kids, so Schumer just has created this whole thing out of whole cloth and said, oh, well, why don't we just go after the president's kids? We don't know yet whether or not the president's dealings with the Chinese president have something to do with the Trumps making money. He just made it up, completely made it up.
Senator,
that is defamation of character, and he ought to go to court and be sued for it.
And last hour, Sandra and I pressed Democratic Senator Chris Van Hollen on the fact that you and other Republicans have been talking about Hunter Biden as a witness, and it could be material here because of the fact that there was testimony in the House Intelligence Committee by various officials like Mr. Kent that in 2015, there were Obama officials raising questions about whether there was a conflict of interest for Hunter Biden. What's your case for Hunter Biden coming in as a witness?
Well, the law that granted foreign aid to Ukraine said that you have to certify that they're doing better on corruption. Hunter Biden's accused of corruption, so is Joe Biden in Ukraine. So they're actually material, they're relevant. If the president was investigating corruption and the Bidens were corrupt, then he was doing his job. If there's no evidence that the Bidens were corrupt, not one scintilla, as the Democrats say, let's have a full airing of that. We began yesterday, and we had some interesting testimony yesterday that showed John Kerry's stepson was involved. They showed Hunter Biden involved, and they showed that they actually notified the State Department. John Kerry's son-in-law said, or stepson said, he was concerned and he wanted nothing to do with what Hunter Biden was doing.
Senator, real quick, are we headed for a long trial now with witnesses on both sides, yes or no?
I think there are 50 votes to have no witnesses, and there's one in the balance, and we'll see where it goes.
All right. Well, I'll be watching. Senator Rand Paul, appreciate you coming in.